So, what happens when you take a word that once meant reason itself and turn it into a theological title? The ripple effects are enormous. First, authority shifts. Originally, logos democratized inquiry. Anyone, philosopher, citizen, even student, could step into reason, debate, and test ideas against experience. But when logos became Christ, that openness collapsed. Authority was no longer grounded in rational discourse, but in revelation. Truth wasn't something argued in the marketplace of ideas, it was handed down by the church. Philosophy, once a shared human pursuit, was forced to kneel before theology. Second, exclusivity. By identifying Christ as the Logos, Christianity effectively closed the door on competing systems. The Stoics could talk about reason, Aristotle could map logic, Plato could imagine ideals, but all of that was now judged from the outside as fragments at best and falsehood at worst. The claim was simple: if Christ is Logos, then only Christianity owns truth. And suddenly, access to reason itself required faith. Truth wasn't discovered, it had to be believed. Third, control of language. This may be the most subtle but powerful consequence. Redefine the word and you redefine the conversation. Logos had been the central category of philosophy for centuries. By absorbing it, Christianity didn't just join the debate, it rewrote the terms of debate. To speak of reason now meant to invoke theology. The church became the gatekeeper of meaning, and once a single institution controls the words, it controls the world those words describe. Christianity seems rational to the believer because they literally usurped the word for rationality. And finally, the legacy. For centuries, this redefinition cast a long shadow. Rational thought didn't disappear, but it was constrained, redirected, and forced into theological service. Philosophy became apologetics, inquiry became defense, human reason bent under the weight of doctrine. Entire centuries of intellectual life were spent not on expanding knowledge, but on harmonizing reason with revelation. It took a seismic cultural shift, the Renaissance, and then the Enlightenment, for reason to claw its way back out of the Dark Ages, for thinkers to insist that logic could stand on its own 2 feet again. Galileo, Descartes, Newton, these names ring out because they were reclaiming territory that had been captured 1,000 years earlier. They weren't reinventing reason, they were liberating it from the church. So the consequences of John's redefinition weren't just theological, they were civilizational.